After last week's amazing, yet utterly traumatizing and horrifically heartbreaking episode where a mermaid stole a baby and Sue turned into a tree, the one upside, the one, sign of heart and humanity of that episode that I commented on in my review was that the big giant serpent was still a good guy. There was one thing in the show that was nice that didn't turn to ashes and crumble in horrific horror and heartbreak. And then this episode's like, Jax, hold my bloody beer, mate, because I'm turning the serpent into a giant killing machine! God damn it, Raised by Wolves. Stop making everything that's amazing and awesome horrific and terrifying and just crumbling my hopes and dreams and making me just so angry and sad and traumatized. This show is just so amazing and so brilliant, but it's so disturbing and horrifying and just intense. It's so intense. And this episode, it doesn't let up. It doesn't let up. And if anything, it gets worse. It gets more horrific. And some things like little android girl with horrific face that's all robotic and torn up and not human anymore, that was probably the most disturbing imagery they've shown. She's back this episode, but this time she has this plastic, makeup that's trying to fix her face or whatever, and it's just horrific. Just looking at her is terrifying. It's this awful mask thing that makes her look like, it's just like, when you can't see something and it's just your imagination of what's behind the mask. It's like that. It's truly disturbing. There's little holes for her mouth to breathe, but she's just utterly disturbing to look at now. And it's truly heartbreaking and terrifying knowing that her mother did this, like slashing up her face. And she's here and she's just like, I just want to serve. I just want to be, but you can't see her. She's like, I just want to be friends. I just want to help. Am I helping? Yes, you're helping, but you're still disturbing to look at. And it's truly terrifying. And I hate how amazing she is as a character, but just, I can't look at, she's so scary to look at, like truly disturbing. And so this week, in the aftermath of Sue turning into a great big tree full of soul and lots of fruit that's all mushy and brain-like, Paul brings her fruit, Sue's tree fruit, to the townsfolk, to the colonists, and was like, bloody, eat this, please. And they're all eating, they're all like, mum. And him and his dad, Marcus, they're like, when are they gonna turn all religious? Where's the religious fruit juice coming? When's that happening? And they're both waiting for something to happen. Nothing seems to be happening, but big old serpent man, number 7, he's like, I'm hungry. I'm getting hungry. Give me the fruit. Smashes out of his cage, eats the fruit, and then he's like, so, you were wondering if Sue's gonna, unturn into a tree. Well, so give them back to us. No, it's going to be eaten by the giant serpent man. So the serpent eats the tree, nom 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 nom, yummy yummy tree, I guess, or whatever the hell is happening. I'm so confused and lost as to what is happening in the show anymore. I'm loving it. Just to be clear, I am loving it. I am loving it. But God almighty, if you told me after 3 or 4 episodes of the first season that one of the characters would turn into a tree, and then that tree would be eaten by a giant serpent lizard thingy, and then you would be like, why does it fly? I guess it's because it's mother's baby and she could fly, so it doesn't have to make sense. It's kind of swimming through the air. Well, now it can make sense because he's got wings and he's got tentacle serpent thingies. He grows like kraken squid arms and legs, and they're just flickering and flying everywhere. He's got wings. He's shooting lightning out of his face like he's Thor. Like, so much is happening. So much is going on right now. The serpent has completely lost his mind, and about 20 people in this episode are like, he's weaponized. He's weaponized. Yeah, we can see he's weaponized. I can see he's weaponized because he's got tentacles flying everywhere and he's shooting lightning out of his eyeballs or whatever the hell's going on. This show has completely lost its mind. At one point, this show was just like a simple show about Earth's being destroyed. There's a couple of androids. They're on a new planet. They've got to, teach these kids how to reborn society. And it's like about parenthood and the challenges parenthood faces and the rewards, but the difficulties and all those kind of things and the heartbreak and sorrow, but the joys of parenthood and religion and the good things and the bad things of it. And now it's like big giant serpents with tentacles and they're shooting lightning and there's trees of hope and disaster and he eats them and things are happening. And there's mer people. They steal babies. But what's worse, actually, they don't just steal the babies. They're not nefarious mermen. They're eating babies and doing horrific things. There's just a merman, or mermaid, I suppose, is revealed. I thought it was a merman because it looked a bit kind of masculine, I suppose. I mean, I don't know. We see a merman in this episode and it doesn't look as cool. It doesn't look as visually kind of like, it just feels like, cheap on the practical effects level. Like, they saved the money for the mermaid. The horrific mermaid we see in her cave tunnel thing, there's seaweed everywhere, and she's got the little baby, and she's like, what's she doing with that baby? She's breastfeeding the baby. The mermaid is breastfeeding the baby. And then Tempest is like, actually, I can't look at the baby. I still remember my evil rape guy, the guy with the big helmet and the spikes, and I killed him, and it's all done, but I don't want this baby. Even though I was so heartbroken the mermaid stole the baby, now I'm actually like, the mermaid can keep the baby. Look how much the baby and the mermaid are getting along. It's breastfeeding the baby, so the mermaid must be all cool now. What the hell, Tempest? You're gonna leave it with this monstrous mermaid monster thing? I know it's breastfeeding it, but I don't know, just couldn't handle that, couldn't deal with her decision. Absolutely disgusting and intense. You know what, Eva, though? I'll respect her opinion. She's made this decision I disagree with. I'm like Hunter, I disagree with it. But I'm going to respect her opinion. And Hunter's like, screw you, Jax, I don't respect her opinion. Bang, 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 bang. Kills the mermaid, takes the baby. He's like, Tempest, have the baby back. Tempest is like, no. Way too much going on in the show right now. Way too many emotions. I don't even know how to feel anymore. And so Mother goes to face off against giant serpent monster basilisk flying kraken thingy. Number 7, I guess would be the easy way to call it. Number 7. And they have a face off in the sky and she's all like, look at me, it's Christ. It's not Christ, it's a necromancer, but and she goes to do her siren screechy thing, like, ah! And the serpent's, I don't know, just like, I'm your kid, don't do this to me, you love me. And she's like, I love you, oh no, my protocol, my caretaking protocol. So she goes back to Grandmother Android, who is truly disturbing, even though at this point doesn't seem to be nefarious or evil. But, as I have stressed every time I talk about this show, everything that seems nice and beautiful and amazing will clearly turn out to be horrific and evil or be turned into a tree. Grandmother does a bit of backstory and history of the world and she talks about things and stuff, but honestly, I can't really remember it all because giant serpent thing has wings and kraken tentacles now and it's all squid-like and weird and shit and it's just freaking me out. Campion's crush, little robot girl character, I've forgotten the name of, face mask. She's got the face mask of terrifying face mask now. She is back and she's trying to help out, but she can't help out because they'll hate her because she's a robot. She runs off and she's just scribbling stuff into the wood and then dies horrifically. I hate how the robots move and stuff in this show sometimes, like the way they shut down and it's just like this inhuman feeling. Amazing acting and performance and direction, all the things, but just really disturbing to see her kind of shut down like that. The performances, especially for like a little girl in this show, like really spectacular. I really truly do believe they are androids, even though they're all like look like humans. It's an amazing performance by her and all the characters, mother, father, grandmother now, and all of them just have this really bizarre robotic feel to them, but that humanity just keeps seeping in, and I'm really loving how they're handling it, because it's a pretty cliche thing to have, your robots, your androids be like, I am robot, I have no feeling, and then by the end of the movie they're like, I have feeling, ha 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 ha, that's like a cliche at this point, like, what is it to be a human? Can robots have souls and stuff? But this show, doing all of that, is able to do it really successfully and really interestingly, and I think having that whole parental kind of theme, like, as the, it's pretty much about that, whether it be a child or the parent, and the way they're kind of funneling the idea of robots and what it means to be human through this parental kind of lens, kind of makes this show feel really like, I don't know, unique and specific and stylized in this one way. And then, of course, there's people being turned into trees and giant serpent monsters that are now krakens or something. So we have one more episode to go, and I'm really hoping we get some kind of extra tease for Soul or who he is. Is he some weird hermit with telekinesis? Is he really a god? Is he another being? Is he a mermaid? He could be a mermaid at this point. There is so much mermaid stuff going on right now. I was really surprised by how much mermaid activity we got. I cannot believe the mermaid was breastfeeding. I really can't get over that. Last week it's like, into my ribcage, baby, get in here. And you're like, okay, evil, they're going to eat him or do nefarious baby whatevers. But now he's like, I love my baby. So I guess there's just cool mermaids now. They're all happy. They love raising families too, I guess. Fantastic. Do they honor Soul? What is going on? What is going on with this show anymore? I'm super curious as to how this is going to end. I really hope that this has more than just big serpent and, mother having a face-off and just all flying on the sky and they're like, bang, bang, shooting lasers and electricity and stuff. I hope we kind of get some really exciting teasers for Season 3, kind of setting up where it's going to go. I'm really fascinated by what is happening with this show. Season 2 has completely lost its mind and I absolutely love it. It's gone to places I could never possibly have imagined this show to go to, and I'm so excited for that final episode. I'm just... Oh boy, this show is a lot. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment below. I'd love to know what people think of Raised by Wolves Season 2, Episode 7.